Nigeria. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Mr. President, sir, at what point will the lives of Nigerians begin to have value and meaning in this country? National Security Advisor Oganuhu Ribadu, IG of Police Kayode Egbetokun, Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Defense Staff, Ministers of Defense. The constitution of this country dey clear that the primary responsibility of government will be the protection of life and property, not just to the build coastal highway, because infrastructure will be built for human beings where they are alive to fit use am. That is, more than 50 people were killed in Plateau state, and the president still there for France. They meditate and ponder about in reform of his government. Not to talk about the ones where they kill for KB, Katsina State, Funtua local government, the ones where they don't kill for Benue, for Ondo where they protest. Up till today, the president never visit one of those communities because he doesn't think it is very important. That is, the entire country is a theater of war and blood, and there is no sense of urgency on the part of politicians to resolving this issue of insecurity, because you have failed to tell yourself the truth about insecurity, and of course because you are protected. The security apparatus of Nigeria is then made to protect the politicians and the elite. If to say one senior politician don't die from these bandits and terrorist attacks, the rest go sit up to fix the issue of insecurity. But when you don't fear God, you cannot value human life. That is, Nigeria don't reach the point where we say the lives of human beings don't become ordinary data and statistics. If we wake up tomorrow, 50 killed in Plateau, they say, 2023 should be 100. 40 killed in Benue, it be 70 now before now. 20 killed in Zamfara. Nigerians, human beings with loved ones, people will get name, person papa, person mama, person pikin, person brother. Human beings, mothers slaughtered on top of children, people killed in the most heinous and barbaric manner. Yet there is no sense of urgency in resolving the issue. Nigerian politicians, you have failed to tell yourself the truth. And if as leaders you are not part of the solution, then you are part of the problem. And we know if it use problem to solve problem, we are wasting our time. The solution for Nigerians now, not to fix INEC so that you can get incompetent leaders with sincerity of purpose. If not, waiting with the use not to use problem solve problem, it will not work. It is a waste of everybody's time. When you talk tomorrow, APC supporters go say no be today the thing start. So because no be today starts, no be today go end. Plateau State done the battle insecurity from as far back as Governor Joshua Dariye, even before him, until today. What exactly they go on with Nigeria insecurity? Waiting they happen with ungoverned spaces for Nigeria. Bokos, Mangu local government, every day Benue, Agatu, Gumagwe. What exactly is the problem? Nigerian security system. Nigerian law enforcement system, why be say our own intelligence no dey fit catch criminals and kidnappers? Now when it comes to peaceful protesters, now that time una intelligence go work. Once you say peaceful protest go dey tomorrow, police go get intelligence today. Nigerians, we dey play make una dey deceive una self. What exactly is the truth? Create state police, they say no, governors go abuse them. The ones where federal government abuse police, now who carry them go prison? Nigerians, we must tell ourselves the truth. We should not allow the death of fellow human beings to go without notice. Imagine say as we sit down for this Lagos, people you hear say they go attack your community, slaughter your loved ones, God forbid. Because for Nigeria, there are so many ungoverned spaces. It get places where you go there. If anything they happen that they kill people there, now only blood of Jesus and inshallah go fit help now. The security does not even get up to that point. Nigeria, we must develop a higher level of moral consciousness. What exactly be the truth about insecurity for Nigeria? National Security Advisor make statement talk say the greater percentage of weapons where the criminals that they use, it come from stolen weapons from government armory. That is, criminals and bandits, they get access to steal government weapons, use them, they kill citizens, and the government is unable to protect the citizens. Hey, Nigeria so much shield. Nigerians, because of our criminal justice system, we fail to prosecute people where they don't catch before. The governor come out for Plateau State, come make statement say the era of perpetrators going free has ended. So it been don't get the time where people where kill people, they catch them, they arrest them, and later they free them. Make we they play, Nigerians. Very soon the truth will come out. How many be police, and what exactly is the capacity of our law enforcement to protect people? The former IG of police under Jonathan, IGP Solomon Arase, he talk him. He said out of the about 400,000 police where they Nigeria, about 200,000 are protecting politicians and their families and the elites. Calculate the number of police where they protect governor, deputy, in wife, their family, all speaker, House of Reps, their families, all House of Rep member, all senators, judiciary, State House of Assembly, commissioners, everybody. Not to talk about the ones where they for religious institutions, where they protect Mommy Gio, Daddy Gio, their family, the one where they protect Imam, Sheikh, Alufa, and the rest of traditional institutions, the one where they carry posts for Olori. How many police go remain to protect others? For Nigeria, if you make small change, even as Yahoo boy, you fit carry 2 mopo. That's why they be. That is the recklessness and anyhowness in Nigeria system. Tomorrow they go say, may they call army to come. How many be army? What is their welfare? Nigerian military is actively in work in the 36 states of Nigeria, including FCT. And Nigeria know they fight war with any other country. People are living in internally displaced people camps in this country in their thousands. Even in Abuja, yet Nigeria know they fight war with another country. Nigerians, we must wake up. Nigerians, to put value on our lives, it depends on us. Now, the same value where we want to see, now we must demand for. We must demand for the kind of value and dignity that should be accrued to a human life. Every day slaughtering of human being, and everybody just they move on. Tomorrow, those of una will be Yoruba Ronu, because you think the president from your place, you want to come do ethnic bigotry. I pity you. You are amongst men most miserable. Go ask people of Katsina State. 8 years of shouting, say Baba, how far? How many they carry for Funtua local government? You should know that today's victims were yesterday's survivors. Tomorrow's victims will be today's survivors. The dead can no longer die. The next set of people will go die when Nigeria go happen to, it will be from the living. May your own life not become statistics of data of banditry and kidnapper before you receive sense and courage to demand for a better country to protect everybody instead of supporting evil and injustice. May God protect the life of the living, grant rest to the dead, and give the living wisdom to act in our own interest. God bless.
All right. So do you know that as I'm speaking to you right now, they are still counting the number of people that was unalived in Plateau State on the attack that happened there on Saturday? Yes, their governor has come out and said that it is by weekend they will give us the full figure. Meanwhile, they told us earlier that it is 52. Is it 52 or 62? They told us it's 62 people that was unalived. But the governor has come out and said, Nigerians, make una no worry, before weekend I go give una the real figure. The governor is also shouting, say, Omo, this one is getting out of hand. Though. Not only that, the governor of Borno State is also shouting, saying, hey, make una come, oh. Boko Haram want to take over. Boko Haram want to take over. Make una come, oh. But do you know what? In all this, the president went for a 2 weeks vacation in France. In all this, the vice president is nowhere to be found. In all this, the police is busy or are busy arresting people on social media. In all this, the police are busy stopping and arresting people that are protesting. This is your country. Oh my goodness, it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. So many things to talk about, but I'll just allow you now to hear the voice of the governor of Plateau State. And then after hearing it, you drop your comment on the comment section. Now Nigeria will be there. No wahala. Please watch it.
I think that the death toll may have even risen up to 80. What are the statistics? What are the figures that we have? What more can you tell us tonight, Governor Mufwang?
Well, thank you, Shehu. Thank you, Nigerians, for the outpouring of sympathy and concern over these dastardly attacks that have been visited upon the people of my state. There isn't much difference from the statistics you have. We are trying to refrain from being speculative. At the moment, yes, there are some corpses discovered in the bushes because people had to run away for cover. We want to plead with Nigerians to understand with us that by the end of this week, we would have taken proper stock. And if there are, we would release accurate figures as to the casualties, the deaths, the houses burned, and so on and so forth. But what I can tell Nigerians is that we have stepped up our surveillance. We have added more men to the areas, and we are deploying more assets to those areas. I want to place on record the concern of Mr. President. Even while he's out of the country, he's been calling to find out on a regular basis how we are faring. The security chiefs, like you pointed out in your broadcast, the CDS, the Chief of Army Staff, the NSA, the IG of Police, today we received additional men and enable us to be able to cover the area. The DIG operations is on ground, trying to ensure that we push back these forces of terror that have been unleashed upon the state. So it's very much what you have known for now, and we would take the next 2-3 days to do more stock taking.
Give us an understanding of what we saw. Over 100 people were killed in December 23 or December 25 or 2023. And we thought that, God forbid that kind of thing happen again, but here we have it. And it's a similar trend if you look at it in comparative analysis. Dead of the night, these assailants come into the villages, kill, leave these villagers without any kind of help that they can give to themselves in being able to defend themselves, and they go and no traces, no sense of what exactly could be the reasons for the attack. But as the chief executive, I mean, a lot of Nigerians will want to know tonight, with the truth that is coming out, you are the number one citizen. You are able to protect your people. And I know that your own local government have been under attack too in the past. And there are those who are saying, what exactly is going on the plateau? Who are these people? What can you tell us, Governor Mufuwange, about the identity, the kind of traces, any shred of information that can give us an idea of what the intentions of these attackers could be?
Thank you, Sheol. Let me put this in context. This attack began in Rui, a community not too far from the local government headquarters. The people were observing a wake keep. You know, they lost someone, and they were in the state of mourning, and suddenly they opened fire on them. It wasn't even in the dead of the night as such. It was late evening, and late afternoon rather, I would put it. And so it gives you an idea that these attacks were not provoked. They were not a reprisal attack. We have no report whatsoever that any of these communities looked for trouble before it was unleashed on them. So you begin to ask yourself, what is the motive? And at this point in time, I have no option than to conclude that these are terrorist organizations who have been unleashed upon the people. And what is the target? One thing we know about the land, the areas where these displaced attacks took place and the people have been displaced, is that this is a very fertile area where a lot of food produce comes out from. It's also very rich in mineral deposits. And therefore, we've observed a pattern over the years where there are mineral deposits. There's a deliberate attempt to push out the people so that the land can be taken over. And also at the onset of the farming season, we've discovered a pattern where they come in, attack the people, and then destabilize them so that they cannot farm for that season. Where they manage to still farm, another wave of attack comes in during harvest. So these are patterns we have established over the years. What have we been doing? We have been trying to ensure that where they intimidate people, we go in, out, and assist them to cultivate those farmlands so that they don't lie fallow. And we have been using the agro rangers of the civil defense. We bought motorcycles for them. They They go around these farms round the clock armed to try to protect our farmers. That is why, Sheun, from December 2023 till this moment, we were able to enjoy a state of peace for over 1 year. Plateau has not had it so good. And then suddenly this attack came in. Now, these people sometimes masquerade as herdsmen, but where they are moving in with herds, and then we discover that they use the cattle as cover, carrying heavy ammunition, then it calls to question, what is the motive? Now, we want to thank God that this time around, the national outrage on this incident perhaps would give us a new lease of life. A few arrests have been made, and we believe that those arrests will lead to useful information that we can be able to unravel further. What are the causes behind for these reoccurring attacks? We've been doing a lot in order to provide community harmony so that there is no mistrust among communities. And I think we have succeeded, largely we have succeeded. But this particular attack took us on the blind side. And honestly, it's quite devastating. It's quite disturbing. And we are doing our best to unravel what the causes are and see how we can find a permanent solution.
Now, Boko's local government area was also affected the last time in December on the eve of Christmas in 2023, including Barikin Ladi, and over 100 people said to have been killed in that. And now Boko's local government seems to have been the focus. What we are hearing and what people of that community, what they are saying is that there are plans to wipe out a particular tribe, their own people, sounding as though there is a deliberate attack of intentions of genocide. As a governor, do you see this kind of pattern occurring? If Bokos was largely attacked in December of 2023, a day before Christmas, and again 6 communities in the same local government area, it's just about an hour, 20 minutes drive from just the capital city of the state. Does it look like a genocide? Because genocide simply means wiping out a group of people. Does it look like there is a deliberate effort as an attack on this group of people?
Yeah, Sharon, thank you very much. To be honest with you, these attacks are not new. They've been going on for the last 10 years or more. It's just that they were never brought to national attention. In Bokos particularly, Bokos is one of God's gifts to Plateau State. Beautiful landscape, great mineral deposits, and so, but it's a very treacherous terrain. These communities that have been recently attacked were part of the communities that were attacked in 2023. But they survived it. They rebuilt themselves. The Rumi community that was first attacked lost about 17 people in 2023. But they bounced back to show you the resilience of the people. Now, if these kind of attacks have been going on for close to 10 years, it tells you a story that there is a deliberate, conscious attempt to clean out populations, and for what reason other than to reoccupy. As I'm talking to you, there are not less than 64 communities that have been taken over by bandits on the plateau between Bokos, Barikiladi, and Riom local governments. They have been taken over, renamed, and people are living there conveniently on lands they push people away to occupy. And these are things that we've been trying to embark on dialogue to make sure that these communities, these people return to their communities. But because of the proliferation of arms, which has become quite alarming, and I'm talking now not about small arms, it's real sophisticated arms in the hands of non-state actors, it has become more challenging for communities to be able to live in peace. So I can tell you in all honesty that I cannot find any explanation other than genocide sponsored by terrorists. The question is, who is the person, who are the persons behind the organizers of this terrorism? This is what the security agencies must help us to unravel. We must come to the point where we know the sponsors, because it is not just the work of ordinary people. This is being sponsored from somewhere. And I'm sure that in the coming days, the security agencies will work together, not at cross purposes, but in unison, to be able to bring out the requisite intelligence that will help us to put this matter behind us.
So it looks from what you've said, Governor, that it's a kind of genocide, like you said,
Yes.
with the aim of land grabbing, because now you said there are occupation. There is some kind of occupation in the land where these people have been sacked. And what are these people, what are they doing? The people that sacked them, are they cultivating or mining, or what economic benefits are they likely to get? Or is it to push the frontier of a particular tribal or ethnic or what kind of cultural nuance? What exactly do the intelligence that you have is telling you?
Well, the intelligence at our disposal, particularly judging from those communities that were forcefully taken over and occupied, suggests to us that there are lots of covert activities going on in those communities taken over that we cannot even account for. Because I can tell you, even the security agencies are a lot of the times hesitant to move into those communities. Sometimes when they have attempted to do so, there's a lot of compromise in the system. And by the time they go in, everything seems normal, because their presence, their coming had been leaked to those people. Now, we are getting to the point where we have lost not only just communities, we've lost educational institutions, we've lost health institutions in those communities, and people have had to move out. The culture in Plateau State is such that it's not easy to appreciate the number of refugees, because we have a culture of taking in our displaced people. So quite a number of displaced people have been taken in by their relations in other communities. And that is why it doesn't appear as if it is such a crisis. But the truth is that the impact is monumental. Now, again, who are the people? Very critical question, Shegun. Who are these people? What is their target? What is their aim? At the moment, since we cannot be able to go in and verify their activities are covered, and we therefore, but what we know is that there's a lot of illegal mining going on in some of those communities, which is not accounted for, officially in the federal government data. There's a lot of illegal transmission of arms. Sometimes we hear from those communities, and it's quite alarming, and it becomes a safe haven for those with criminal intent. When they go into such communities, it's difficult for security agencies to go in and fish them out. One thing I must point out, Shegun, is the failure of the criminal justice system. In the past, people have been arrested, but they seem to have backers at the top, and they get released. This time around, a few arrests have been made, and we are determined to ensure that if indeed these are the right culprits, that they are truly brought to book once and for all.
Governor, I can imagine what is going on in your mind right now. you will be you have the title the chief security officer, the chief executive, the governor of the state, but it appears that there are some encumbrances, some things that are stopping you from being able to act in full capacity. I mean, I'm wondering what exactly you feel right now. If you have the powers, what would you have done differently? Because if you have occupation on your land by people who are unnamed and unidentified as of now on the Nigerian territory, non-state actors, how does it make you feel? Have you made an attempt at moving in?
Yeah, thank you, Sheldon. This brings to the fore the national debate about state police. I am an unrepentant champion of state police. But that is not to suggest that the current security forces are not doing their best. I want to thank the Inspector General of Police. I want to thank the Chief of Army Staff and all the other security agencies. But you see, by their terms of engagement, they are supposed to react. They are supposed to react. It is really, it is on very rare occasions where they are allowed to be proactive. So when you even have intelligence that this could possibly happen, it is sometimes all they can do is to sit and watch until the attack happens. Now, this is why many communities are beginning to take laws into their hands. If we don't give them confidence that the state can protect them, then at the end of the day, they will find a way of protecting themselves, which we want to avoid by all means. That is why we have always believed in working through the conventional security forces.
But what about the vigilante groups? What about the setup, the state sponsored security network?
I was going to come to that. Even that, the Operation Rainbow, which the bandits have been trying to give it a bad name in order to hang it. It's a reinforcement agency. What they do is that they aid the conventional security forces. They don't operate on their own. They still have to work with the conventional security forces. What we are trying to do now is to give them more training so that when the conventional security forces do their bit and move out, at least they can hold the ground. Because these communities that were attacked in 2023, and there's a repeat attack, this time around, if they had a contingent of armed people protecting them, they would not be taken by surprise. And so, but we cannot continue to leave arms in the hands of non-state actors. That is why the matter of state police becomes very, very imminent. If we have the state police, we can deploy them as we want.
Yeah, quickly, and you are sandwiched as one of the states in the North Central region. You look like a landlocked state. You are sandwiched, and you are bordered by Kaduna, Bauchi, Taraba, Benue, Kogi, part of Kwara, part of Niger, and So the big question here, you tick the box for me in my question about the possibility of genocide, about the possibility of land grabbing, and these you say that the tendencies are greatly present in what you see, and I want to know, who are these people? Because we used to think those years when attacks come like this on the plateau, the thinking is a farmer-herders conflict, and that's why they have come to for their land and all whatnot. But it does look to me that from your explanation tonight, it doesn't look like it's a farmer-herders clash. Who are these people? What tribe are they? What language are they speaking? Can we call a spade and say these are the people? Because there is an international dimension which I will be asking you a question about, so that the world we know what we are facing and we can call a spade a spade. Who are these people? What language do they speak? Or are they one of you in Plateau State who have become terrorists?
Thank you, Sheldon. Like you rightly pointed out, Plateau is landlocked, surrounded by Kaduna, Nasarawa, Bauchi. Now, a lot of these bandits crisscross from some of those states. you find that we also have boundaries with Taraba, with Gombe, and there is a cross-border banditry that takes place. Now, banditry in Nigeria has come to be associated with herdsmen, with cattle rearing. The two go together. They seem to go together. So, I have not met one of those people on one, but what people who have come under their attacks have told us, that sometimes these people cannot even speak any Nigerian language. That is the truth.
So there are some kind of aliens. They are non-Nigerians.
Some of them are non-Nigerians, but some of them, I tell you, they migrate from the northwest, coming into places like Bauchi. They migrate into Plateau, and then they seem to have in the whole north central. I don't think, apart from Kwara, there is any state that is really safe, so to say. They seem to have taken over most of our forests, most of our waterways, and they continue to have a field day. And so what we need to do is to come to a point. I am a very strong advocate that pastoral cattle rearing is no more beneficial to anybody, neither the cattle rearers nor even the economy of the nation. We must move from that point and begin to have alternative ways of rearing cattle that is beneficial to us as a people, as a nation. If we eliminate that possibility, then we will now know those who are inside the bushes, those who are by the waterways, what are they doing there? What is their motive? And we can be able to deal with that.
Governor, move on quickly. So definitely, let's be clear. These people don't speak Angas. These people don't speak Birom. These people don't speak Hausa or Fufude or Kanuri or whatnot. And because some people in your state that I've spoken to prior to this conversation tonight, in my own journalist research for this program, there seem to be some people who are aggrieved, who name tag them. They said the popular language they hear from them is something related to Kanuri and the Fulani tendencies. You know, and that is very concerning, isn't it?
Yes, Shehu, I don't want to be accused of ethnic profiling. People who know me know that I'm not an ethnic bigot. We have operated in this state on the basis of fairness, justice, and inclusion, and therefore we believe that everybody has the right of movement and so on and so forth. But we will not dodge away from taking responsibility that the herdsmen, the majority of herdsmen, definitely speak a definite language, which is known to all Nigerians. Now, is it possible that once in a while you find an Angas man or a Mogavul man or a Birom man involved in criminality? Yes, it is possible, because they are human beings. And I can tell you, whenever we find them involved, we deal with them squarely. There have been a few incidences where the cattle belonging to Fulanis have been rustled by some of these locals. And where we find them, we deal with them adequately. We pay compensation, even for the cattle that have been rustled, so that we maintain peace. But this has become a matter that we must take up as a nation. The situation from Borno, from Sokoto, Zamfara, it is creeping into the North Central. It has become a national menace, and we need to find a way to checkmate this. There are many factors that have propelled this, and one of the enablers of this terrorism has to do with mobile cattle rearing. If we are able to find a solution to that, we will be able to deal with a large chunk of the problem, and then we'll be able to identify criminals for who they really are.
Are you worried, Governor Mufwang? And I'd like to ask you a direct question, perhaps, if you can just give us it's a fact, and a lot of Nigerians, without us deceiving ourselves, the kind of system that we run. Sometimes, do you feel helpless, Governor Mufwang, security-wise, being able to only handle things?
I don't feel helpless. I don't think helpless is the word. I feel frustrated. Frustrated in the sense that we put in all the effort. Since I came in, we've been holding regular security meetings. We'll be motivating, mobilizing the security forces. We do all that we think we should do, and then these kind of breaches take place. Then it becomes frustrating. But let me assure you that despite the frustration, I'm more determined than ever that we must find a solution to this nonsense.
So one of the things that worries me, Governor, is and this also happened in the northeastern region of the country, where you have a situation where gun-bearing, armed, deadly idiots, that I'll call them, because these guys are just crazy, killing people, innocent people. They just go on motorbikes or in their trucks, and they go hours on hours. They will attack without trace. Which area, where did those witnesses, where did they say they traveled to? Which part of the borders, where did they travel? Can we just have an understanding of where? Do we have drones to be able to identify them? And they have border technology surveillance. Do we have a clue, or we are just as a country helpless that these kind of things happen without trace? We don't even know what happened. No CCTV, no trace, no technological advancement to be able to track what is happening, no shred of tracking of these people. What can you tell us about where these people went? What are the villagers saying? Where did they go to?
Yeah, first of all, their modus operandi is to strike with an element of surprise. So at that point in time, most of the villagers are scampering for safety, and nobody bothers to look at, okay, where did this person go to? What does his face look like? In a few instances, some of the villagers have identified one or two faces. You find that sometimes there are people who have lived in that neighborhood, but they are the gate openers to these attackers. And once they do that, they disappear from the community, and it's difficult to trace them because they are highly mobile. Now, but that being said, yes, we have invested in technology, but technology is not as if it's flying 24 hours in the orbit. It is sometimes when these attacks take place, that you launch the drones to be able to see the movement of these people, and depending on the resolution that those technological deployments have, you may not be able to see faces. You can see movements, but you may not see faces as that you can be able to identify. But we are intensifying the deployment of technology on a regular basis, and we're going to up the ante in this case.
All right.
And make sure that we have more technological capability to aid in forestalling and even identifying who these criminals are.
Give me a moment, Governor Mofowang. We'll go on a break, but when we come back, there are more critical questions as to how we can permanently secure the people on the plateau.
All right. So you have seen it. Just quite funny. Anyway, drop your comment on the comment section what you think about this, all right? I'll see you in my next video. Thank you. God bless.